Hello, this is Mary, and this is a Harboring Light. I simply give a conservative perspective about the world around me. Now, let me give you some plugs about myself as far as social media and where you can find me before I start the show. Now, on social media, I'm on Twitter and on Minds primarily. So on Twitter, you can find me at the Harboring Light on Twitter. And then on Minds, you can find me at the Harboring. And it's as simple as that. And as far as audio platforms, I am on Anchor, I'm on Spotify, I am on iHeart Radio, I am on the different audio media as far as Amazon, and I am on Overcast, and I'm growing as far as getting my outreach on different audio platforms, so keep a lookout on that. So, okay, let's get right into this. On the topic that we're covering in the recording is multi-generational families living under one roof. Now, a lot of people are for it, and some people are against it. And in previous generations before now, it was a standard thing where people get married, a husband and wife get married, and then they have their family, and the extended family lives under one roof, and they combine everything together in order to make a household work. And as the 50s and so on hit, things started to take a shift. Now, I have some research and some links that I will have included in this recording that you can go and look in for further reading if you're interested. So keep a lookout for that. You can see that when I post everything. So it just took the shift where the nuclear family was staying under the household, and that's all you would see, and the extended family would live somewhere else and everything and so forth, and that was the norm. And it seems like that's getting, as far as the cultural shift, to me and my observations, it's making a comeback as multi-generational families living under one roof again. And some people are saying that this is happening as far as being able to afford the price of living, and the whole shift of older children living with their parents again and trying to get back on their feet, and using that as a means to save money. And some families are living under one roof because they want to do that as far as making sure that they can coexist and everything together. So, multi-generational families living under one roof, I think it can be very beneficial because, when you look at it from different perspectives, especially observation from my objectional point of view, and then all of that, you can see that it can help with progression. So let's say, for instance, the idea of economic wealth and economic benefits. If you have a big family unit living under one roof and everyone is sharing splitting the cost of something as simple as the water bill, splitting the cost with if they're renting or they own a home, splitting the cost with the mortgage, splitting the cost with the rent, and then going on down to groceries, to childcare, everything. It's very beneficial because no, it's not strained on so many people. On one person specifically, or it's everyone's trying to work together to make progression. And I think that when you have that kind of mentality and that's kind of growth in your family and that strong family unit, it helps you move towards greater things. And then as far as the turmoil that goes on that we're facing right now, and then that's factor of reality that will never end as time keeps going, with shifts and change in society and humanity in general. It can help you stay grounded and humble, because you have a sense of togetherness and unit in our community. And then when you bring that outwards in the world, people can start to see you differently. They can start to think about things differently, and that can help solve a lot of issues. So, for instance, the issues with trying to understand each other's different points of views, where it be a point of view about a political issue, as far as what do you believe about the price of inflation, and what do you think about everything else from what kind, are you a Democratic, are you a Republican, and the whole thing of the woke culture of how you identify. You tend to take a rational point of view about things because you understand what it takes to rationalize things, and understand that everybody has different viewpoints, but there's a common ground there. And if you can't find a common ground, then you try to move on or make things better than worse. And I think that can help solve a lot of issues with the polarization of going back to politics. The polarization of, I view myself as liberal because of this, or I view myself as Republican because of this. And to be quite honest, a lot of people now like to shout each other down, and they don't really want to understand different points of views, which is very disheartening because, as I briefly mentioned in a other podcast about debating and the beauty and the renewance and debate is lost because people tend to just now stick to their own antiquated beliefs, and they don't want to really understand a different viewpoint. And I think living in a multi-generational household can help you work that out and understand what it's like to coexist in a society, whether it be large or small. And it's not for everybody. Just putting it out there, being honest, it's not for everybody. It's a lot of growing pains with that, obviously. But a lot can be said with trying to come together as a whole family unit to solve a better solution. And it's nice to have the opportunities to where you as a nuclear family live in your house and then have your extended family somewhere. But a lot of things happen to where you need your family unit closer together. And that can help, again, go back to economic strain. For instance, let's say your husband, or let's say you, or let's say you're someone in the family, the car breaks down, right? And let's say that was the only car that the family had, and let's say that your mom, your aunt, or the grandmom, the grandfather, whoever is farther away, and now you have to consider all these different options. What do I do about getting from point A to point B? And you have to consider, do you take public transportation? Is that an option? Do you take an Uber? What do you do? Because with public transportation, if you live in a rural area, it can only go so far, and then you have to take all these different routes. Even living in the city, public transportation isn't the best. And then you have to wake up on a different schedule, and sometimes you have to wake up super early in order to get to where you need to go. And that's not a particular issue, from my personal point of view for me, but a lot of people, it can be hard because getting up early, then you have to factor in something else that has to be done because you're getting up early, and it's just a whole lot of things that you have to figure out because you don't have your extended family near you, or you don't have the benefits of friends that can be there right when you need them, a lot of times. And also from a social point of view, living in a multi-generational family, you can start to understand different perspectives about how people think and how people speak. And that can be very helpful now because a lot of people are, I'm not saying everyone, but majority of people are plugged in on the internet now. And they just have a plug-in lifestyle, and they don't really know how to connect with people outside of the internet, and that tends to normalize antisocial behavior, and that can be very harmful because the world gives you so many experiences that can help you get to where you want to go, or think about things in a new way. And if you're constantly worried about things that's on the internet or connected to the internet all the time, you're missing out. And then from a health point of view, it's not very good to be confined to the internet all the time because you're not actually experience the benefits of being outside, being active. And there's a lot of decline with health, especially with obesity and all kinds of different issues with health now. And a lot of those things can be prevented by simply going outside, being active, and engaging with people, and wanting to explore in nature and everything of that sense. And I think on another point with our multi-generational family living under one roof, as far as splitting down responsibilities, people can start to know what they need to do as far as make the household run smoothly, and that can innate a lot of discipline, and that's very beneficial, because if you're a disciplined person, you tend to see things from a calm point of view instead of an emotional point of view, and you tend to think things through instead of just acting impulsively. And I can't stress enough, it can be very beneficial, but at the same time, the issue with privacy, that can be a problem. But if you work it out and find a dwelling where privacy is understood, and it's you can work those things out. But and again, all of this information will be linked in the audio that I will post up, and you can, if you choose to, you can read further into the sources that I've linked in this particular podcast. And I think if you just take a step back and think about the possibilities and the benefits of multi-generational family living on one roof, you can tend to find that it's more beneficial than harmful, and it's easier said than done. And it all ties into the whole idea of going outside of yourself and doing things that are selfless. And that's a concept that can be hard for a lot of people to understand, because when you do things that are selfish, or you do things to expect a goal immediately, a lot of times you tend to get into the perpetual state of disappointment, because you're kind of missing the overall unit of the benefit of doing things just because. And you're not putting so much strain and anticipation on something to work a certain way when it doesn't. So I'm reaching the end of this particular podcast. I hope you find that what I'm talking about is very, very beneficial, and I look forward to making more podcasts, and I appreciate all the listeners. I really appreciate everything, and I can't stress enough, thank you so much for listening, and look out for some more podcasts, because there will be more in the works. This is the Harboring Light, and this is Mary. Take care.